The anime starts with Wang Ling almost causing a disaster while saving his beloved, Sun Rong. He succeeds in rescuing her, and they travel back in time. However, Sun Rong doesn't remember the event or her feelings for him. Later, the Devil Frog warns Wang Ling about doing anything that could harm the universe. He tells Wang Ling that his actions have greatly reduced the world's spiritual power. In another scene, Zhao Yi meets his superior to report on Young Lu Ying's failed attempt to kill Sun Rong. Even though he captured Young Lu Ying, Zhao Yi couldn't find out who hired her and the Shadow faction for the assassination. Noticing a big increase in spiritual energy during the spiritual sword competition, Zhao Yi offers to investigate its cause. At Faction 60 High School, Sun Rong and her friends are worried about Wang Ling's behavior. Even though he won the spiritual sword competition, Wang Ling only wants a peaceful life, which is different from their concerns. Soon after, Pun Shinchong joined the advanced class and announced that all students would take an exam to evaluate their spiritual energy at the intermediate level. Those who don't pass will be expelled from the advanced class. When Sun Rong and Chao Chun saw Wang Ling's low spiritual strength score, they offered to help him pass the test, but he refused and walked away. Later, Guo begged Wang Ling to help him make a golden pill to increase his spiritual strength. Guo was scared of being kicked out of the advanced class after finding out his weak spiritual energy at the intermediate level. After much persuasion, Wang Ling agreed to help and asked the Devil Frog for assistance. Meanwhile, Master Wang gathered the students in the field for the upcoming spiritual strength assessment. After explaining the exam's rules, he told them to take the test individually. At the same time, Wang Ling was in the alchemy room helping Guo create the golden pill. They almost got caught by Pun Shinchong, who entered unexpectedly. Guo quickly took the pill, but it made his strength uncontrollable. Wang Ling stepped in to stop the chaos, but Guo ended up fainting for an hour. When Wang Ling woke up, Guo was called by Master Wang for the test. Guo grew frustrated, realizing the effects of the golden pill would wear off soon, possibly causing him to fail the test. Surprisingly, Guo managed to pass the test, thanks to the boost from Wang Ling, which enhanced his spiritual strength. However, when it was Wang Ling's turn, Master Wang thought his spiritual energy was weak and gave him a helmet. To everyone's surprise, Wang Ling's spiritual power was incredibly strong, causing a surge of energy capable of disrupting electricity in a city and globally reducing spiritual power, as seen by the space station. Witnessing this, Master Wang and others tried to disconnect the cable linked to the energy source, but they failed. Wang Ling then gave his spiritual sword, Jingke, to Sun Rong, asking her to cut the cable. Sun Rong's sword stroke caused great damage, creating a rupture in the dimensional boundaries, affecting another world. The scene shifts to the Demon Emperor, who senses a disturbance in his realm. His advisor informs him about a significant rupture in the chasm connecting to the human world. Hearing this, the Demon Emperor remembers he assigned a demon lord named Tunshinha, who is the Devil Frog, to conquer the human realm. He realizes Tunshinha has failed because humans haven't been eradicated. The Demon Emperor becomes even more angry when he learns that the human world is draining spiritual energy from the demon realm due to a drastic decrease in its spiritual power. Understanding the Demon Emperor's anger towards Tunshinha for the failed conquest, the advisor rushes to the human world to deliver a message to the Devil Frog about the Emperor's upcoming visit. Elsewhere, the Devil Frog receives an unexpected message from the Demon Master about his impending visit to the human world. In response, the Devil Frog seeks refuge at Wang Ling's home. However, upon arrival, he doesn't reveal the purpose of his visit and simply says he missed Wang Ling. Meanwhile, Pun Shinchong, Wang Ling's teacher, plans to visit his home due to his low spiritual strength score. She also comes because the school's electricity bill rose after Wang Ling's actions during the recent spiritual strength test. At the same time, the Demon Master arrives in the human world but struggles to find Tunshinha because his pupil is hiding his spiritual energy. Eventually, Wang Ling discovers that the Devil Frog sought refuge at his place to avoid his master's pursuit. After this revelation, the Devil Frog confides in Jingke and Wang Ling that his master is an ancient demon with millions of years of existence and possesses unimaginable power. He expresses fear of the Demon Master, recounting the torturous training he endured under his mentorship. Later that evening, Wang Ling's father asks the Devil Frog to seal Wang Ling's spiritual energy. However, the seal is placed incorrectly, causing Wang Ling to suddenly speak in an unknown language due to leaked spiritual energy. Fortunately, the devil frog consumes the leaked energy, preventing any harm. But Pun Shinchong arrives at the house before they can fix the seal. Wang Ling's parents warmly welcome the teacher, but they soon notice Wang Ling's odd behavior towards her. To distract Pun Shinchong, Wang Ling's mother gives her a house tour, allowing Wang Ling's father and the devil frog to fix the seal. However, despite their efforts, the previous release of spiritual energy causes the furniture in the house to animate and move on its own. To restore order, Wang Ling uses the devil frog as his ally. Meanwhile, his mother takes Pun Shinchong to her room and shares a somewhat embellished version of Wang Ling's past, emphasizing his isolation and lack of friends. Hearing his life story, Pun Shinchong realizes she shouldn't judge him solely based on his weak spiritual strength. Elsewhere, after searching for some time, the demon master finally finds the devil frog's location and hurries to Wang Ling's house. Terrified upon realizing his master knows where he is, Wang Ling faints. Simultaneously, during the cleanup, Wang Ling's seal is damaged, causing a powerful burst of spiritual energy from his body. This burst unintentionally kills the demon master just as he approaches Wang Ling's house. Upon learning of the demon master's death and finding only his funeral wreath, the devil frog is shocked and confused by the sudden events. Meanwhile, Pun Shinchong says goodbye to Wang Ling's parents, saying she will focus more on emotional education to better understand her students' problems. The scene then shifts to 10 years ago, before the devil frog's attack on the human world. Just before the devil frog's arrival, a man named Sun Rong and his wife, are seen boarding a flying sword for an assassination mission. The flight experiences turbulence due to a sudden surge of spiritual energy. Despite warnings from the flight attendant to remain seated and fasten their seatbelts, disregards the caution and is blown out of the plane when severe damage occurs to the tail. Returning to the present, Guahao recounts the incident, mentioning that after the airplane accident, Sun Rong and his wife mysteriously disappeared. Rumors suggest that Sun Rong is hiding near Faction 60 High School, and some students claim to have seen him there. Soon after, Pun Shinchong enters the classroom and announces that a student from the regular class will be promoted to the elite class due to her high score on the spiritual strength test. This student, Lin Shouyu, is the same girl Wang Ling encountered in the alternate world he created while trying to save Sun Rong. Jingke also recognizes her, but can't remember why. Following this, Pun Shinchong informs the students that she will be substituting for Master Wang, who is busy with important matters. Master Wang is assisting Zhao Yi in locating young Lu Ying's sister, young Li Yuwei, a member of the Shadow faction. They manage to track her spiritual energy only to fall into a trap. Young Li Yuwei has infiltrated Faction 60 High School to rescue her imprisoned sister. Meanwhile, while Guahao and Chan Chao discuss Sun Rong with Wang Ling, they spot young Li Yuwei at their school and discreetly follow her. They reach her room and realize someone has been secretly living there. Shortly afterward, they hear footsteps and hide. To their surprise, Lin Shouyu enters the room, revealing that she has been living there all along. They engage in a minor altercation with her until they accidentally discover a hidden chamber behind a door. At the same time, young Li Yuwei finds her sister imprisoned in the dungeon. However, instead of freeing her, she seems intent on seeking revenge by ending her sister's life. Wang Ling and his classmates find themselves in the middle of this situation and quickly instruct Jingke to transport them to another safer location, as the underground rooms are filled with traps. The scene shifts to young Li Yuwei revealing the woman's identity as Sun Rong's wife. She explains how she was pulled into the demon world after the incident and suffered there as a translator between realms. Young Li Yuwei accuses her sister of orchestrating the events from 10 years ago, aiming to take over her position as the Shadow faction's leader. Despite young Lu Ying's protests of innocence, young Li Yuwei remains unconvinced and tries to shoot an arrow at her. However, Master Wang intervenes just in time to stop the attack. Meanwhile, Wang Ling remembers the events from 10 years ago when his fight with the devil frog accidentally hit the flying sword boat carrying Sun Rong and his wife. Although he saved the passengers, he didn't know Yuer was thrown out of the boat. In another development, young Li Yuwei reunites with Master Wang and realizes he is her husband. They express their love for each other after a decade of separation, though their romantic moment leaves young Li Yuwei feeling uneasy. As Wang Ling and his classmates leave the room, they unexpectedly come across Master Wang and young Li Yuwei, deeply engaged in their affectionate reunion. A few days later, Master Wang stresses the importance of maintaining the spiritual sword to ensure its durability and strength. He explains that neglecting proper care could lead to permanent damage. Jingke realizes he has never performed maintenance on his sword and is given permission by Wang Ling to do so himself. Returning home from school, Sun Rong warns her friends against careless handling of their spiritual swords. Later, Sun Rong leads them to the renowned spiritual sword flagship shop 4S in the city. Upon arrival, they are surprised to meet Lin Xiaoyu, who works as a spiritual sword caretaker there. During their conversation with Xiaoyu, they learn about her past, where she lived solely with her older sister since childhood. However, at the age of 8, Xiaoyu's sister disappeared while refining a spirit sword and never returned. Hoping to reunite with her sister, Xiaoyu worked at various spiritual sword shops to meet her daily needs. Due to financial constraints, she was forced to live in an unused room at school. Shortly after, Teng Jingze from Faction 59 High School arrives with his 2 friends, intending to take care of his numerous spirit swords, indicating a significant task ahead. Teng Jingze insists that Xiaoyu complete the maintenance of all his swords quickly, as he plans to collect them the following day. Despite Sun Rong's attempt to defend Xiaoyu, stating it was impossible for her to finish all the sword treatments in time, Xiaoyu refrains from getting into a conflict with Teng Jingze to avoid risking her job. Instead, she agrees to work overtime to meet his demands. Recognizing Xiaoyu's passion for spiritual swords despite not owning one herself, Sun Rong decides to buy a spirit sword for her. However, Wang Ling suggests crafting the spirit sword instead of buying it outright, which is approved by Sun Rong and the others. They wait for Xiaoyu to return home before starting the forging process. To begin, they gather the necessary materials for crafting the spirit sword. Wang Ling takes charge of designing the sword, with everyone agreeing to his concept. While assessing the spiritual strength of the materials they have, Guahao and Chan Chao are amazed by the potency of the Demon Master's wreath material that Wang Ling acquired, suggesting its origins lie beyond the human cultivation realm. Despite this revelation, they proceed with the forging process without further concern. The next day, when Xiaoyu arrived to start her work, Sun Rong and the others approached her, showing the spiritual sword they had crafted the previous night. Seeing the sword, Xiaoyu burst into tears because it matched her sister's scabbard. She expressed deep gratitude to her friends for their thoughtfulness and joy for finally owning a spiritual sword. However, their happiness was short-lived as Teng Jingze arrived, eager to conduct a trial test of a sword and challenged Xiaoyu to a duel with her spiritual sword. Sun Rong tried to protect Xiaoyu but was powerless because Teng Jingze was the owner of the flagship shop. The trial test began, showing off Teng Jingze and his impressive spiritual sword. He even seemed to attack Xiaoyu recklessly, ignoring her safety. However, as the clash between their swords intensified, Teng Jingze suddenly felt a daunting aura emanating from Xiaoyu's sword. Sun Rong and the others also sensed this, prompting Wang Ling to explain that Xiaoyu's sword was absorbing the spiritual energies of both Teng Jingze and his spiritual sword. Shortly after, an object streaked towards them, shattering Teng Jingze's spiritual sword before he could be fatally injured, as his spiritual energy was absorbed by Xiaoyu's sword. It was revealed that Jingke, who had just returned after receiving extensive treatment, had saved Teng Jingze. The person who administered the treatment turned out to be none other than Xiaoyu's older sister. Relieved to see Xiaoyu unharmed, Sun Rong and the others expressed their happiness. Later that night at school, the Demon Master revived after being defeated by Wang Ling earlier. However, he realized he had lost his wreath and attacked Xiaoyu, who possessed it. Enraged to discover his wreath had melted and become material for a spiritual sword, the Demon Master seized control of Xiaoyu. Upon discovering Sun Rong's connection with Xiaoyu, the Demon Master seemed pleased, expressing his intention to avenge the demons who had conflicts with her ancestors. A few days later, a girl was seen giving a lucky charm to a young man she had a crush on. As it was the autumn festival, cultivators had a tradition of gifting lucky charms to relatives or close friends to ensure their wishes for the year are fulfilled. Unfortunately, her talisman was confiscated by Master Wang, leaving her deeply saddened. Meanwhile, Sun Rong had planned to give someone a lucky charm. However, witnessing Master Wang confiscate her classmate's charm forced her to reconsider her approach. Still under the influence of the Demon Master, Xiaoyu suggests to Sun Rong that she should give the lucky charm at night, revealing that she resides within the school premises. The scene changes to young Lu Ying, lost in thought while handling her sister's spiritual arrow. She realizes that the declining spiritual power in the human world could weaken the seal on her cage, making it easier to break. Meanwhile, Wang Ling is in class with his friends discussing school legends. One legend suggests that on a specific date, one can catch a glimpse of the future by standing in front of a large mirror in the school. There are also other myths, like the singing spirit of a woman, a mysterious hand emerging from the toilet, and an elevator that leads to hell. Feeling hungry after hearing the myths, Wang Ling checks his locker for snacks. Shortly after, Sun Rong approaches him and lightly taps his head with a piece of wood. Guahao and Chan Chao recognize this gesture as a secret code from Sun Rong to meet her at the school later that night. When night falls, Wang Ling meets Sun Rong at the school, but they are joined by Chan Chao and Guahao, much to her annoyance. Although Sun Rong tries to hide her irritation from them, she is genuinely annoyed. As they enter the school building, Chan Chao gets scared by the sound of a cat. To avoid being teased by his friends, he bravely volunteers to go ahead. However, he is startled when he encounters Xiaoyu, who is trembling in fear. Wang Ling becomes immediately suspicious of Xiaoyu's behavior, especially after Chan Chao mentions her unusually cold body. At the same time, young Lu Ying successfully breaks free from her confinement, celebrating with loud laughter that echoes throughout the school. Mistaken for the laughter of a wandering female spirit, it unsettles Wang Ling and the others. Determined to escape, young Lu Ying discovers water holes connected to the school's plumbing system. Meanwhile, Chan Chao and Guahao, using the restroom, are terrified by strange sounds coming from the water pipes. Their fear intensifies when the toilet suddenly overflows as young Lu Ying attempts to emerge. They scream and faint from the shock. Responding to his friend's screams, Wang Ling rushes into the restroom to find them unconscious. Upon further investigation, he encounters young Lu Ying trying to exit the toilet. Acting quickly, Wang Ling flushes the toilet, sending young Lu Ying back into the dungeon's aqueduct. Using her strength, she navigates to a nearby room and finds an elevator to ascend to the surface. Meanwhile, Xiaoyu and Sun Rong tend to the unconscious Chan Chao and Guahao, who are still recovering from their shock. Wang Ling chooses not to reveal the truth about the incident in the restroom, instead suggesting that they simply slipped. With their friends incapacitated, Xiaoyu encourages Sun Rong to approach Wang Ling and spend some time alone with him. At the same time, Jingke informs Wang Ling about young Lu Ying's actions, prompting him to act. Young Lu Ying reaches the top floor using the elevator, but Wang Ling intercepts her just before she can exit, sending her back downstairs. Soon after, Sun Rong and Xiaoyu arrive, noticing the damaged elevator and guessing it might lead to hell. Xiaoyu then leaves Wang Ling and Sun Rong alone. However, both Wang Ling and Jingke realize that Xiaoyu is under the Demon Master's influence and is plotting something against Sun Rong. The Demon Master waits for the right moment to kidnap Sun Rong and take her to the demon world to seek revenge for his family. This was due to her ancestors hunting demons in the western region for centuries. Later, Sun Rong leads Wang Ling to the large mirror mentioned in their school legend, hoping to see their future together. Meanwhile, young Lu Ying emerges and, upon seeing Sun Rong, becomes determined to kill her. Next to the large mirror, Sun Rong tells Wang Ling about the legend, but he is focused on young Lu Ying, who is watching them. Suddenly, Xiaoyu appears and attacks Wang Ling, revealing she is the Demon Master. Sun Rong draws her spiritual sword, but the Demon Master restrains her with his powers. As the full moon turns blood red, signaling the Demon Master's increasing power, he reveals that the large mirror originally sealed the gap between the human and demon worlds. Now, he plans to use it to open a portal to the demon world. Just as the Demon Master is about to drag Sun Rong into the demon world, young Lu Ying tries to intervene but is quickly subdued by Wang Ling, who rushes to save Sun Rong. Young Lu Ying's punch aimed at Xiaoyu expels the Demon Master from her body, sending him back to his realm and shattering the large mirror. Though young Lu Ying seems annoyed with Wang Ling, he easily defeats her with a single light punch. With Sun Rong unconscious from the ordeal, Wang Ling accepts the lucky charm she had intended to give him. Several days later, Chan Chao becomes absorbed in watching the live stream of a fairy named Suda, neglecting his training. He even offers a gift of traditional medicine from his family's heritage after learning that Suda's master is seriously ill. Meanwhile, at the space station, Zhao Yi virtually meets with cultivation masters to discuss the decreasing value of spiritual power on Earth. Despite some masters thinking it's not too dangerous, Zhao Yi stresses the need to take measures to prevent the demon world from exploiting the weakened barrier between realms. He warns of repeated infiltration attempts by demon world spies. During the meeting, one master suggests building a defensive wall, while another proposes preparing for war against the demons. Zhao Yi tries to mediate, but another master, not physically present, suggests capturing a demon for interrogation to gather information about the demon world. The other masters agree to this plan. Observing the master's deferential attitude towards the unseen master and their willingness to follow his advice, it becomes clear that the unseen master is Wang Ling himself. With spiritual power surpassing that of other cultivation masters, Wang Ling holds significant influence. Wang Ling quickly left the virtual meeting when Guo Hao told him that Chen Xiao was being scolded by his father at the school gate. Chen Xiao's father was angry about his son's significant drop in cultivation power and questioned him. At first, he forgave Chen Xiao, thinking his intentions were good. But when he found out that Chen Xiao had stolen their family's traditional medicine, he became furious, smashed Chen Xiao's cell phone, and threatened to disown him if he continued to watch Suda's livestream. Guo Hao was confused about how watching a livestream could cause such a drastic decrease in Chen Xiao's cultivation power. Sun Rong also found it strange since, although spiritual power could be transmitted through the internet, it shouldn't cause such a significant drop. Xiao Yu then explained that devils often use devil magic to disguise themselves as attractive people to lure humans and drain their spiritual power. Chen Xiao ignored his father's warning and continued to watch Suda's livestream on the school computer. Upon learning this, Sun Rong and the others tried to figure out how to stop Suda's stream. Xiao Yu suggested the soul-splitting technique, where one separates their soul from the body to enter the internet realm and stop the stream. However, this technique required a high level of cultivation power. Meanwhile, Guo Hao found a method that might work. Hacking the computer system to disrupt Suda's internet connection using his Trojan horse-shaped digital spirit beast, which he had nurtured for years. Unfortunately, Suda was ready for the digital attack and easily countered Guo Hao's Trojan horse. Wang Ling remembered that Sun Rong had used an enchantment technique on Chen Xiao before and asked her to try it again. Sun Rong agreed and almost convinced Chen Xiao to stop watching Suda's livestream. However, Suda used a stronger demonic enchantment to lure him back, outsmarting Sun Rong. Shortly after, Chen Xiao's father arrived and was very sad to see his son falling into the same trap he had, blinded by love. Ignoring his father's warnings, Chen Xiao continued to watch the livestream, leading his father to destroy the computer. Despite this, Chen Xiao used the soul-splitting technique to project his soul into the internet world to confront Suda. There, he found out that Suda was actually a malevolent demon who absorbed spiritual energy to heal her master, a demon master. Chen Xiao's father tried to wake his son, but Sun Rong told him it was useless since Chen Xiao's soul was no longer in his body. Seeing this, Wang Ling asked Guo Hao for Suda's livestream IP address, determined to save Chen Xiao. Using his cultivation skills, Wang Ling successfully performed the soul-splitting technique and rescued Chen Xiao just before his soul could be absorbed by Suda. After the incident, Zhao Yi and his team raided Suda's hideout. They found large containers with the stolen spiritual power of her victims, including Chen Xiao. They managed to recover the victim's cultivation power, but Suda escaped. Later that night, Wang Ling watched the news and learned that Sun Rong's family company had gone bankrupt. Sun Rong's father asked relatives for help with their financial troubles, but no one was willing to assist. Sun Rong felt sad seeing her father struggle with debt. Somewhere else, a mysterious person seemed to be responsible for the downfall of Sun Rong's family. Soon after, a representative from the Shanghai City Court came to Sun Rong's home with a warrant to take all their assets, including their house, forcing them to move. The next day, Wang Ling, Chen Xiao, Guo Hao, and Xiao Yu traveled to Sun Rong's hometown at the foot of a mountain. They were unsure about finding Sun Rong's home in the remote area, but she surprised them by arriving swinging like Tarzan to greet them. They were shocked to see the change in Sun Rong's family's situation, from wealth to poverty, living in a cave. Sun Rong explained that all their possessions were taken, leaving only the ancestral stone caves as their home. As Earth's spiritual power decreased sharply, the fairy grass plant, needed to make the golden pill, failed to grow, causing big losses and leading to the bankruptcy of Sun Rong's family's company. Despite this, Sun Rong's father remained hopeful. He believed that with hard work and determination, they could overcome the financial crisis. Meanwhile, Tang Jingze and his family celebrated the downfall of the Sun Rong family. They had been waiting for this moment when the Tang family would rise and the Sun family would fall into poverty. Tang Jingze thanked a demon named Richmond, who caused the Sun Rong family's bankruptcy. Richmond spread bad information about the Sun Rong family's company, causing shareholders to leave and investors to pull out. He warned the Tang family not to relax, as their mission to destroy the Sun family was not yet finished, instructing them to continue with the next phase of their plan. As Sun Rong's father remembers the family's past wealth, Sun Rong and Wang Ling are alone by the waterfall. Sun Rong explains that the waterfall once provided spiritual energy to the ponds in the mountains, but now, with less water, the ponds have dried up. Sun Rong worries that if the waterfall completely dries up, the mountain's pure spiritual energy will disappear from Earth. Moved by her concern, Wang Ling offers to help, but Sun Rong insists on handling it herself. Later that evening, as Wang Ling and his friends prepare to leave, they see a luxury car speeding towards Huagua Mountain, Sun Rong's home. Wang Ling recognizes the people in the car but decides not to intervene. During their train ride, they hear that the Tang family is about to take over the Sun family at Huagua Mountain. The heirs, Tang Jingze and Sun Rong, are supposed to sign an agreement in blood. Wang Ling realizes the car they saw belonged to the Tang family, and they might be forcing Sun Rong to sign the agreement. The next day, Wang Ling and his friends rush back to Huagua Mountain to save Sun Rong from being forced into the blood pact with the Tang family. Meanwhile, Mr. Tang talks about expanding Huagua Mountain with Sun Rong's father. He suggests growing plants to increase sales and profits, but Sun Rong's father opposes it, fearing it will harm the mountain's spiritual veins. When Wang Ling and his friends arrive at Huagua Mountain, they face resistance from Tang Jingze's associates, who were rivals in the spiritual sword competition. A fierce battle breaks out, and Chan Xiao and Gua Hao get trapped in a spider web controlled by Shou Bei, but Xiao Yu rescues them. Wang Ling rushes to Sun Rong and stops her just in time from making the blood pact. He takes her away quickly, though her father reminds her of their deal with the Tang family. Sun Rong feels torn because, as the heir, she is responsible for the company's future and its employees' livelihood. Despite her own wishes, she feels she must think about others' well-being over her own happiness. Understanding Sun Rong's reasoning, Wang Ling and his friends decide to leave, realizing they can't change her mind about the agreement. However, as they pass by the pond near the waterfall, Wang Ling senses something is wrong and goes into the pond to investigate. Wang Ling found a mysterious object hidden in the pond, which he quickly retrieved. It was the devil worm. Richmond had used the devil worm to drain spiritual energy from the waterfall on Mount Huagua, causing the stock price of Sun Rong's family's company to drop. When Richmond realized his plan was discovered, he panicked. Worried about Sun Rong's safety, Wang Ling destroyed the devil worm and defeated Richmond. As a result, the stock price of Sun Rong's family's company went up. The blood pact was cancelled, and the Tang family's plan to take over the Sun family's company failed. However, the story didn't end there. Zhao Yi and his team arrived and arrested the Tang family members for working with the demon world. Meanwhile, the city of Songhai organized a spirit sword arts conference, inviting all students from Songhai schools to show their sword skills. The judges included Zhao Yi, Madam C from Faction 59 High School, and two skilled practitioners, Ling Yuan and Hanser. Ling Yuan and Hanser believed spirit swords could be used for both fighting and creating beautiful performances. Elsewhere, Richmond, still alive, was planning something for the Sword Arts Conference. Sun Rong was the first participant. Even though she hadn't shown her skills yet, Madam C insulted her. Sun Rong ignored the insult and demonstrated her family's sword technique. The audience and judges were impressed by her skill. But Richmond interfered, causing her spirit sword to malfunction and attack the judges. Master Wang quickly saved Madam C from danger. As Sun Rong tried to control her sword, Zhao Yi and the audience blamed her for the incident. Feeling confused and upset, Sun Rong left the stage with a heavy heart. Wang Ling and Xiao Yu comforted her, assuring her it wasn't her fault. Meanwhile, officials on the space station informed the Sword Arts Conference organizers, known as B Station, about the increase in spiritual energy due to millions of viewers watching worldwide. The next contestants were Chan Xiao and Gua Hao. They planned a swordplay routine to cheer up Sun Rong, hoping she would smile and forget the negative comments. But Richmond caused chaos during their performance, almost making Chan Chao hurt himself with his own sword. This exposed them to ridicule, and Madame C underestimated their skills, despite their past victory over her students in the spiritual sword competition. While watching the slowed-down footage, Wang Ling noticed strange things in Chan Chao and Guahao's swordplay. Meanwhile, the audience for the conference kept growing, and the spiritual energy surged, showing that Richmond's plan to gather spiritual energy on a large scale was working. The conference continued with Shoubei from Faction 59 High School as the next participant. Using a mix of sword skills and modern technology, she wowed the judges and audience with her amazing performance. Unlike with the students from Faction 60 High School, Richmond did not disrupt Shoubei's performance, so she received praise and applause from everyone. When Chan Chao and Guahao returned to their seats, Sun Rong noticed that Xiaoyu and Wang Ling were missing. It turned out Xiaoyu was also in the conference and was scheduled to perform after Shoubei. Without her thick glasses, Xiaoyu looked beautiful with her long hair flowing gracefully. She combined swordsmanship with dance techniques, impressing both judges and the audience with her spiritual sword. However, Richmond interfered again when the students from Faction 60 High School appeared, making it hard for Xiaoyu to put out the fire created by her spiritual sword. As the fire got closer to Xiaoyu, Sun Rong rushed onto the stage and saved her. Sun Rong's determination to protect others allowed her to revive her spiritual sword, which had been destroyed in the spiritual sword competition. After putting out the fire and preventing more danger, Sun Rong and Xiaoyu performed a graceful and beautiful sword art routine together. Their performance attracted 1 billion viewers and received praise from the judges and audience. Soon after, Richmond appeared and thanked everyone for watching the amazing sword art performance, which helped him gather spiritual energy from the billion viewers. Richmond admitted to using a high-level manipulation technique to control the audience through a worldwide live broadcast. However, he was surprised that his technique did not affect Sun Rong and Xiaoyu. Wang Ling then revealed that he had replaced Richmond's demonic magic formation with Sun Rong's enchantment technique. At first, Wang Ling's plan seemed to work, but Sun Rong did not have enough cultivation power to counter Richmond's manipulation technique. As a result, Richmond managed to control the 1 billion people who watched the conference, turning them into his puppets. In the middle of this chaos, the scene shifts to a heavily guarded dungeon where young Lu Ying is held. Because of her many escape attempts, she was kept in a special cell that blocked her powers. Even though she tried to manipulate the guards, they were immune to her charms. However, Richmond's demon manipulation technique affected everyone, including the guards. Since young Lu Ying was in a cage that negated spiritual forces, she was not affected by Richmond's manipulation. This gave her an advantage in her attempts to escape from prison. In another place, Wang Ling, Sun Rong, and Xiaoyu tried to escape and hide from the crowds controlled by Richmond. These people acted like zombies because their minds were manipulated. Jingke suggested using the memory loss technique, but Wang Ling refused, fearing it could reduce intelligence or cause permanent mental harm. Realizing their hiding place was no longer safe, Wang Ling led Sun Rong and Xiaoyu to climb a building with Jingke's help. Although Jingke wasn't a typical flying sword, it followed Wang Ling's instructions to function like one. Among those chasing them up the building, Chan Chao showed impressive strength, easily climbing the structure. When he reached them, Chan Chao, still under the influence of the demon manipulation technique, declared his love for Sun Rong. She quickly rejected him, breaking his heart. Surprisingly, Chan Chao's heartbreak freed him and others from Richmond's control. Seeing this, Sun Rong openly rejected the advances of those chasing her, freeing them as well. Afterward, Xiaoyu suggested that Sun Rong do a live broadcast worldwide to counter Richmond's manipulation. However, their cell phones couldn't get a signal. Meanwhile, young Lu Ying appeared on a nearby signal tower, boasting about outsmarting the guards and disrupting cell phone signals. Despite warnings from Wang Ling and the others about an approaching meteor, young Lu Ying kept talking and couldn't dodge when the meteor hit the signal tower. Using his abilities, Wang Ling traced the meteor's origin and found out Richmond was involved. With the signal tower destroyed, they thought of other ways to do a live broadcast. Wang Ling suggested going to the space station, revealing he had 2 tickets from B Station. Using Jingke's ability to hover, Wang Ling and his friends rushed to the train station, the gateway to the space station. With only 2 tickets, Chan Chao insisted that Wang Ling and Sun Rong use them to reach the space station, while he and Xiaoyu stayed behind to hold off their pursuers. In short, Wang Ling and Sun Rong boarded the train to outer space. During the journey, Sun Rong felt a mix of emotions being alone with Wang Ling, finding the situation a bit awkward. She expected a love confession from Wang Ling, but he surprised her by suggesting they find a way to bring Chan Xiao and Xiao Yu with him by solving the ticket issue. Meanwhile, Chan Xiao and Xiao Yu stayed unnoticed by their pursuers, who were focused only on Sun Rong. Upon arriving at the space station, Sun Rong prepared for her worldwide livestream. She started by talking about her rich upbringing as a member of the Sun family, where she always felt loved and valued. However, things changed when her family suddenly faced financial problems. Sun Rong stressed her belief in self-reliance, saying she joined the conference to show her skills and not to depend on her family's past wealth for acceptance. Surprisingly, Sun Rong felt overwhelmed by the love she received. She apologized, saying that the love of one person would be enough to make her happy. Sun Rong's heartfelt words touched people worldwide, breaking Richmond's demon manipulation technique. But Richmond wasn't done. Angered by Sun Rong's revelation, he threw a huge meteor towards Earth, threatening all life on the planet. Wang Ling acted quickly, destroying the meteor with his spirit sword before it could cause harm. The shattered meteor fragments created a beautiful display in the sky, visible from the space station. In a sweet moment, Wang Ling shared his favorite snack with Sun Rong as they admired the scene together. In the past, Richmond had informed the Demon Emperor about Wang Ling's existence, expressing concern about Wang Ling's hidden power. The Demon Emperor gave Richmond full authority to destroy the human world and absorb its spiritual energy into the demon realm. Richmond then tried to throw a colossal meteor at Earth. However, Wang Ling stopped him by throwing Jing at Richmond, causing the meteor to shatter and defeating Richmond for good. Seeing Richmond's quick defeat, the Demon Emperor told the Demon Master to activate the dimensional lamps. Meanwhile, Sun Rong suggested to Wang Ling that they explore the space station before returning to Earth, and he agreed. But when they exited the elevator, they found themselves in three-dimensional forms. Confused by this change, Wang Ling realized the transformation only happened in their current location, while they appeared normal on Earth and other planets. As the Demon Emperor launched a relentless attack on the human world, the demon's invasion seemed unstoppable. Seeing the serious threat to humanity, Zhao Yi urgently called for an emergency meeting with cultivation masters to make a plan. However, their usual communication channels through the space station were cut off due to the demon attacks. Zhao Yi informed the masters that he had sent his 7-star squads to fight the demons, but they were struggling. Ensuring civilian safety became the main priority, leading to quick evacuation efforts. Zhao Yi also revealed that the fissure connecting the human and demon worlds was directly above Faction 60 High School. He mentioned that the doom-breaking formation he had set up for testing spiritual power was still intact, but it needed someone with high spiritual power to generate thunder to defeat the demon. Finding someone with enough spiritual power was difficult, especially since Zhao Yi lost contact with the famous master, Wang Ling. Some people thought Wang Ling's absence meant he was afraid. In his absence, one of the masters volunteered to carry out Zhao Yi's plan, confident in his own spiritual power. Meanwhile, Wang Ling and Sun Rong felt trapped with no way out. Wang Ling thought about using a technique to free them but needed his spiritual sword, which was out of reach. In the human world, Zhao Yi and his squads fought bravely against the demons while evacuating civilians. Despite their efforts, they were overwhelmed by the relentless demon attacks. To counter the danger, Zhao Yi planned to draw many demons to Faction 60 High School. There, the master aimed to create a powerful thunderstorm over the doom-breaking formation to destroy the demons. However, the master's spiritual power wasn't enough to kill all the demons. The Demon Emperor, seeing the threat of the formation, sent a huge boulder to destroy it. The master tried to stop the boulder, but the Demon Emperor unleashed thousands more, each ready to cause destruction in the human world. As the giant boulder descended, it released hordes of demons into the human realm, causing chaos and fear. Zhao Yi feared this was the end of humanity. Sun Rong felt the same, but Wang Ling reassured her not to lose hope, promising to find a way to save the world. Using Sun Rong's spiritual sword, Wang Ling broke the spatial seal created by the Demon Master, freeing them from the space station. He told Sun Rong to stay there while he went to save the world. In the midst of the crisis, Zhao Yi and others were amazed by Wang Ling's sudden appearance. He radiated a brilliant light that destroyed several giant boulders. Wang Ling's heroic act caught media attention, but his true identity remained hidden within the dazzling aura around him. As Wang Ling prepared to defeat the remaining demons, a girl resembling Xiaoyu, with delicate butterfly wings, appeared before him. She used teleportation to take him away from the scene. We then see a flashback of Xiaoyu's past when she boarded a train headed to the Demon Emperor's location. Her childhood is shown, where her father trained her to use her spiritual power to create wings, a skill she struggled to master. Her wings never appeared, revealing her lineage as part of the butterfly race from another realm. Because of the danger their unique wings posed, her father comforted her, stressing their value and vulnerability. Their conversation was cut short by a demonic attack, and her father sent Xiaoyu to another world for safety. In the human world, Xiaoyu was rescued by a woman who she now considers her sister. In the present, Xiaoyu shares her story with Wang Ling, explaining how the Demon Emperor and his army destroyed her butterfly race and their world. The demons aim to dominate weaker races across the universe and use their spiritual energy to increase their own power. Xiaoyu tells Wang Ling that the demons have conquered many worlds, allowing the Demon Emperor to gain immense spiritual power. Wang Ling admits to stopping the demons' attacks a decade ago, but Xiaoyu insists that the Demon Emperor is much stronger than his subordinates and intends to take him directly to the Demon Emperor. In the human world, Zhao Yi and his comrades felt hopeless amid the ongoing demon attacks. However, a ray of hope appeared as Sun Rong broadcasted a message via livestream from the space station. Sun Rong explained that the demons had long planned their attack on the human world, expecting humanity to fall after seeing their masters and elite squads defeated. She reminded everyone that they were all skilled in cultivation and had harnessed their inner power throughout their lives. She encouraged them to unite and fight the demons, urging them not to give up but to stand firm and defend their world. Sun Rong's speech renewed a sense of determination among the listeners, motivating them to face their enemies. The Demon Emperor, watching the broadcast, praised her as a true member of the Sun family. Despite the humans' resolve, the Demon Emperor sent more forces to ensure the conquest of the human realm. Meanwhile, Xiaoyu and Wang Ling arrived at the Demon Emperor's lair. Xiaoyu, forced by the Demon Master who held her sister captive, had to bring Wang Ling before the Demon Emperor. Under the command of the Demon Master, Xiaoyu and Wang Ling were forced to kneel before the Demon Emperor. However, Wang Ling was unaffected by the Demon Master's power and easily dispelled it with a simple gesture. Seeing his advisor's defeat, the Demon Emperor attacked, but Wang Ling effortlessly expelled him from his palace. Unfazed by the Demon Emperor's threats, Wang Ling asserted his readiness to use his power without fear of the consequences. Despite the Demon Emperor's relentless attempts, he could not overcome Wang Ling and became the target of Wang Ling's might. Watching the battle, Xiaoyu marveled at Wang Ling's extraordinary power. The overwhelmed Demon Emperor questioned how a human could possess such immense strength. Wang Ling explained that humans, despite enduring many hardships, consistently triumphed because they refused to succumb to evil forces. Suddenly, the still-living Demon Master intervened, believing a seal on Wang Ling's neck was the source of his power. Trying to remove the seal proved fatal, unleashing Wang Ling's true, incredibly potent power. In an instant, a colossal explosion destroyed the demon world, wiping out the Demon Emperor and his minions. The explosion extended to the demons in the human world, causing healing rain to fall on the inhabitants. The surge in Earth's spiritual power ensured a brighter future for all. On the space station, Jingke informed Sun Rong that Wang Ling had destroyed the demon world. Meanwhile, Xiaoyu rescued her sister and returned to Earth. Fearing retaliation for her betrayal, Xiaoyu was surprised when Wang Ling held no resentment. Instead, he asked her to urgently summon her father to provide a new seal, fearing his uncontrollable power might endanger the world. After these events, Zhao Yi regained his status as a hero for his crucial role in defeating the demons. The townsfolk enthusiastically began rebuilding their town, thankful for the end of the demonic threat. With peace restored, life returned to normal. Chan Chao and Guo Hao remained curious about the mysterious top cultivator who defeated the demons. Although Sun Rong knew it was Wang Ling, she chose to keep his identity secret. Wang Ling and Zhao Yi visited the imprisoned devil frog, a demon, and released him. They expressed regret for falsely accusing him of spying for the Demon Emperor. At the devil frog's request to return to his homeland, Wang Ling informed him that the demon world no longer existed. So the moral of the story is, sometimes, your spiritual strength test results don't matter as much as having friends who'll accidentally destroy the universe with you.